Hi guys, welcome back to Tuesday Chat. Today our sofa is packed full of muscle, not from us two, from the two guys sitting next to us. Today we are going to talk all things health and fitness with the lovely Lean Machines.
Hi girls.
Hello.
For those that don't know, this is our brother John, who's Jim Chapman's identical twin. Not
identical.
Non-identical twin is what I actually meant. So these boys have a YouTube channel, and if people go over to your channel, what kind of thing are they going to find on there?
Well, we set off our channel to have a bit more kind of variety to a lot of the other channels. They're all very kind of male specific or female specific, and we set out to kind of cater for both worlds, didn't we? Really, lots of fun on there. We try to keep stuff nice and light-hearted, but still get across good information. Really.
Okay, so if you're the kind of person like me that really hates doing exercise and doesn't really like eating that healthily, actually I don't mind eating healthily, but there's a lot of people that don't. What can I do that's like the absolute bare minimum that's going to make me healthy and fit?
Basically, I want the lazy person's way to get fit.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah.
Or the busy person's.
The busy, that's a better way, that's a little bit more diplomatic, isn't it? The most simple thing is pick one thing to change. Make one healthy change, and that will, normally it starts a domino effect when that becomes simple. So if we just turn around and said, I want you to have a healthy breakfast for the next month. So work on having a healthy breakfast, and then by the time you get to the end of that month, you'll be starting to get a little bit more
nature,
hungry.
doesn't it?
Yeah, you get hungry for something else, and then we'll say, right, okay, so next, try and put in 15 minutes of activity in the morning, and then lunch, change your lunch, and then maybe half an hour, and you just gradually build it up over time.
So
just changing little habits.
Firstly, what's a healthy breakfast?
That's exactly what I was
Well, this can be anything. Like, there's, excuse the pun or the phrase, but there's a million ways to skin a cat. Depending on what your goals is, you can use different things. But the devil is in the dose, what we say. There's one, I did a blog about it recently. I hate the question saying, is this good for me? Can I have this? Because if you went to me, let's say we used rice for example, you went, is rice good for me? Can I have it? Whatever I say has just put a negative or positive association with that food to you, and it's not necessarily the case. You know what I mean? There's just better times to have better foods for your goals.
Okay, so what's a healthy breakfast?
Healthy breakfast can be oats. I mean, you can have scrambled eggs, you can have steak. It really doesn't matter. It just depends on what your goals are. If you were training in the morning, you'd probably have more carbs. If you weren't, you probably wouldn't. So,
but if you're not a trainer, if you don't work,
then what are your goals? What do you want to do?
Okay, what thing? No, I don't want to eat dinner at all. What is bad to eat in the mornings?
Okay, things I would avoid in the morning for just the general public. As all the time, you kind of want to avoid trans fats. They're the one thing that you really don't want in your diet.
So no croissants.
I don't know what trans fats
are. So margarine, things like that, trans fat. Pretty much, if you go into a shopping market and you see like the butters and that say heart healthy butters, they probably aren't, or the 90% of them aren't. Okay, they're all made from trans fats, which is, I could explain to you how it's done, but you probably don't want to know.
No, it's too complicated.
And for most people, I would actually avoid cereal in the morning because of the effect it has on like your blood sugar and stuff like that.
Leon, anything?
Yeah, same. The main thing that I normally tell most of my clients is when we talk about optimal, it's a big word that's thrown around in the industry at the moment, being optimal, being more healthy or closer to optimal. I do normally say the generic things like cereals are the easiest thing to
Is that because they've got so much sugar in?
It's purely just because there's so much sugar in them, and also the boxes can be quite misleading. They say there's a certain amount of sugar per serving, but the serving is so bloody small that they show on the box that we tend to overeat in it. So
and they just show the good stuff like high in fibre.
Yeah, also
exactly that.
What comes with that as well is that they then tell most people to use skim milk, but the problem with skim milk is all the vitamins and minerals in milk are fat soluble. So if you take all the fat away from it, all you're left with is lactose, which is what people have a problem with, like lactose intolerance, and you've got a lot of vitamins that you're going to struggle to get anything from.
I do find breakfast the hardest meal.
It is hard purely because we've got cereal thrown at us for years and years until we're adults a lot of the time. And also because it's when we're at our most lazy. You know, we get up first thing in the morning and we're like, we just want to get it done and get on with our day.
Do you know what? Did you see the thing yesterday that the politician had said, one of our politicians, can't remember exactly who it was actually, had said that cereal and other foods need more clear labelling, and that they're going to make it illegal to have that amount of sugar in cereal, because it's actually really bad for kids. It's starting them off really bad.
Exactly, and the thing is as well, if you go into a supermarket, you see like groceries and kind of your good meats if you eat meat and stuff like that, the rows are pretty small. They're not that long. Like your meat row is quite long. It's quite short. Your aisle, sorry. But if you go to the cereal aisle, it's normally the main aisle.
It's one aisle for it.
Yeah, but it's taller than all the others. There's more from all the way to the bottom to all the way to the top. It's all colourful cereals eye height. Then down the bottom is your oats and your stuff like that, which are typically better for you. So this is just like the power that the multinational companies have to kind of force you into buying stuff.
There's also this big thing about having a certain diet. How do you feel about these fad diets? You know, and not just fad diets. Now, people are like saying that they're gluten intolerant. My husband actually
do know what gluten is half the time. But the thing is, the word diet is actually Greek for way of life. So I hate it when people say the word diet, because it's now got that negative connotation with it that you've got to eat less food and be restricted, when it's not the case whatsoever. And fad diets are fads, they don't work. Like, how many people do you know that have taken, am I allowed to say actual names of diets? Yeah. How many people do you know that have taken Weight Watchers, done it for 6 weeks, lost a lot of weight, got them off it, come and put more weight on than they previously lost, and they're on it again? If that worked, everyone would have done Weight Watchers and everyone would be slim. It doesn't work. It's got to be a lifestyle change, something you can do, because you don't diet for 6 months of the year. You've got to kind of be on a plan that you can live by.
Leon, is it more expensive to eat healthily?
I would, in my personal opinion, yes, if you're lazy about it. If you don't shop round, if you don't find the farm shops and you don't go in and haggle a little bit in these butchers every now and again, it is more expensive. If you literally just turn around and go, I'm going to walk into the shop, I'm going to buy everything organic off the shelf, it's going to cost you a hell of a lot of money. Yeah. But I personally, I buy all my fruit and veg from a supermarket. It all essentially is all the same stuff. You go in, you can go to Sainsbury's, Aldi, Tesco, Waitrose, wherever it may well be. A lot of the time you're going to get the same stuff. So shop round, look for the half decent stuff, and then with your butchers, I just go to a good organic butchers, buy it all fresh, and then you're not paying for all the fancy packaging either.
To find good organic butchers, though, isn't
we're really lucky, aren't we? The one we have in Norwich is just incredible.
Harvey's.
You don't have to buy everything organic. It's all down to how much money you've got. If I'm going to get someone just eating more veg, and they can't afford to even buy fresh veg, they're going to buy frozen veg. But is that better than getting them what they were eating before? Hell yeah, it is. Do you know what I mean? You've not got to be perfect, but you've just got to make positive steps in the right way, I'd say.
So, a bad thing to do is go on a low-fat diet, yes?
Yeah, well, for a long period of time. So, right, I'm going to do this. Let's do this. So basically, the sugar companies own a lot of the nutrition foundations, which is why fat got so villainised, in the past. So you've always been told that fat was bad for you, right? In the past, you're frowning like you don't agree with me.
No, I'm just...
Only because you told us it's actually fine. Like, cool. If I'm going to buy milk, I don't actually have dairy, but if I'm going to, we have full fat milk.
Yeah, I would. But so you've always been told, we've grown up being told that fat is bad for you, okay? And this just isn't the case. Fat is incredibly important for your hormone production, things like vitamin D, your bone strength, all really, really important stuff, okay? But we got told that it was really bad for us. So what happened is women went on like really super low fat diets for like 10 years, and then they struggle to conceive and have kids, and they have problems getting pregnant because they don't have like the sex hormones, because they haven't been creating them from fat. And that's quite a severe thing to happen, but you definitely need fat in your diet. Like I would say 20% of your calories, some of that wants to come from good fats.
But also, Leon, if they take the fat out, they replace it with sugar, right? Exactly that, yeah. 9 times out of 10, if you see something that's low fat, a lot of the time it's going to be high in sugars, or if not, it's going to have really weird chemical symbols and names that we've never even seen before. So they're normally low fat. We normally say try and avoid it. There's some, off the top of my head, one of the only companies that I know that do really good low fat products are Total. Their Total Greek yogurt, low fat, 2% fat. It's actually really good, and it is actually really nice. Otherwise, I tend to say just avoid it. Go full fat and just moderate it. Keep an eye on it. Actually, you know what was really crazy? When I was in the US with a Model Recommends, Ruth, we went to the supermarket. We were staying there for a week, so we went to get our food, and we went there, and everything was like plus size, but all low fat. Yeah. And everything had sugar in, and I was like, and I know that our supermarkets are very, very similar, but because everything was that size, I was just thinking, how do people eat healthily if they don't have this knowledge, and if they're being told that this is the better option? It's so unfair. It's unfair on
it's
people.
ridiculous. You know, the thing is the reason they're so much bigger is so they catch your attention even more so
you get
than
the bargain.
talking about stuff. Yeah, it's exactly that. It's just playing on what I see more and more in the industry and within shopping nowadays. Is you walk in and all it is a series of people's insecurities played out on the shelves. People feel fat, so they go low fat. People feel like they're cholesterol issues, so it's low cholesterol. You know, it's just clever marketing, and you do have to go in with the blinkers on. And if you look at something and go, a little bit, you know, it looks a little bit too good to be true, or it looks a little bit random, then just question it, turn it around, take a couple of seconds and look at the label.
You said something really interesting there, is that people feel fat. Why do they feel fat? Let's talk about the media.
Yeah.
Oh, this is crazy. You know, I've only recently been introduced to an app that people use on Instagram to make their butt bigger or butt smaller and waist bigger and waist smaller and stuff like that.
There's one of those as well.
Yeah, one of the, I don't want to mention anyone's name, so I can't remember who it was, but a celebrity's just been caught out because...
That was Beyonce.
Oh, because part of it was being all contorted and stuff.
I feel very sad that, firstly, a lot of people use these kind of apps to retouch their face and their body and whatever on Instagram, but she's amazing. She looks incredible. She probably couldn't work any harder.
Sad that she's under the pressure to do that.
Absolutely.
Like, people might look at it and say she's an idiot for doing it, but the fact is that the media's put that pressure on her for her to do that.
That's a
Well,
scary
even
thing.
if I have a photo taken where I look awful, I'll put it up.
Yeah, you should see the status of all my photos.
People to feel like, you know, I don't want to put off that. Also, if people actually meet me, they know exactly what I look like. They're not big like, oh my god. So if people go to your channel, you will teach them a step further, won't you, than this? So you'll
We
show
won't do a
them.
lot, will we? We just stand there, sit in front of the camera.
They have no tops on,
We
so.
just look pretty and stand there and just go, 4 minutes.
So what do you specifically try and show them? Like, what is the aim of your channel?
The aim is that it's achievable. It's exactly the same as we talk about with magazines and everything else, is that so much as you have to do everything 100% or not at all. It's all shown that it's impossible unless you're 100% regiment about it all the time. And we just try to inject a little bit more fun into it and break it down into bite-sized pieces, because there is so much stuff nowadays as well which is ridiculously overcomplicated. You know, there's a million ways to squat, and everyone says you have to squat this depth, you have to have your feet like that, and we're just like, well, no, literally just stand there and squat, you know, and then work around the basics, you know, work from where you're at. So it's just basically digesting really complex issues sometimes and making them down nice and simple for people to take away. A little bit of food, a little bit of training, a little bit of banter.
Okay, and just a quick fire. I want 10 good foods that anyone can eat, anyone can buy, anywhere. 10 good and 10 bad from you. So start with you, Lee.
10 good will be hard. Avocados, bananas, nuts, not normal ones, almonds, cashews, macadamias.
Not salted, not roasted.
No, not
Just
dry roasted. Broccoli is like, I would say that is number one. Broccoli, peas, carrots, sweet potato.
Kale, spinach.
Yeah, kale, spinach.
It's you.
No,
Mine's a hard one.
Kale is my favourite thing.
Anything that isn't vegetables that's fun to eat.
For me, I love beef. Steak is absolutely amazing. And what's another one? I'm not going to say chicken because everyone goes, oh, chicken. I can't think.
Fried chicken's so boring.
Yeah,
So basically, worst things. Come on.
Worst things. Well, we'll throw in processed foods in there, shall we?
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's
Counts out all of
anything
this.
that
That's
you
number
can't
10.
pick.
We will always say try and make your single ingredient natural foods. They're rot, they're going to have the enzymes for you to break them down nice and easily, and you're going to get more nutrition from them. Simple as that.
Okay.
You want to avoid trans fats and margarines and stuff like that. Things like processed oils, so you don't really want to cook with like the big fry-like big ones you see from the chip shops. That's not great for you.
And what about the 1 calorie oils?
Nah.
No. What do you want to fry with?
Coconut oil. Coconut oil, virgin coconut oil is probably one of the best oils you can fry with. It's really heat stable, so it doesn't denature under heat. It's a certain type of fats called MCTs, which basically just means they transfer really quickly to energy, so you're not really going to store them as fat. So, and it also it can help produce ketones, which break your blood-brain barrier, which help you be really focused as well. So coconut oil. Some people put it in their coffee before workouts. Awesome.
Is frying bad?
No. What's wrong with frying? No other way to cook anything else.
They always used to say it was
Frying
bad.
is fine, but you can fry in coconut oil.
You can fry lard. Lard's great, just
And
not,
if you
not
want
so
to
high
learn how to
temperature.
do that, you should go to Hayes Kitchen.
But it's not such high temperature. What other stuff that's bad for you? Cool.
So don't fry
Cereal.
with olive oil.
Well, some olive oils you can. It depends on their heat rating, but you'd have to check that olive oil. Like some olive oils you can cook with, some you probably wouldn't. I'm not 100% sure on that. We have to look up on the back of them.
And cereal, of course, is a no-no. As Leon said.
Yeah, I wouldn't cereal unless it was like post-workout. Then I probably wouldn't do it.
What
Suppose.
about Dorset's cereal?
What's
The one I like.
I don't know. I haven't looked at the back.
Yeah, you eat it.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do. It's in the cupboard. You sneakily eat it. Don't tell.
No, that's my Lizzie's granola. It's not yours.
What is it?
Lizzie's granola, I eat. That's mine. I don't eat your stuff.
The orange one in the cupboard is
Yeah,
Dorset's granola.
yeah, I don't touch that. I've got to look in the cupboard below. It's mine is. Granola. Oh, I've had it before, but not this
Oh
one.
yeah, you have had it before.
Not yours. My little green one.
This is not sponsored by Dorset.
Do you know the reason that I eat granola? When you're going to hate me for it.
Oh, here we go.
To get a load of calories in because I want to put on weight. So the stuff that's in it is great, but it has a lot
Can
of
I just
protein.
ask you one other question? How
That's it.
important is it to eat 3 meals? Because I hate breakfast, so I
It
don't.
doesn't
eat
matter,
it
doesn't
because I
matter.
hate eggs, and I know that cereal is unhealthy, so I just cut it out.
You can have oats, you can have Greek yogurt,
There's
you
oats
can
in
have
it.
you can have a salad, you can have whatever you want. There's so much stuff you can have. But you don't have to have, like, people say you've got to have 6 meals a day to be eating metabolism. It's rubbish, it's not true. You can have as many meals if you want in a day, but depending on what your goals are, you might vary it. As long as you hit enough calories.
Oh, well, I eat super healthy the rest of the day. Like for dinner, I'll have
Yeah, but what
steak
I'm
and
saying,
veg
if you only had 2 meals a day and your goal was to build muscle, it wouldn't be very optimal because you need more steady amounts of protein coming in to help you kind of build muscle. First things I'll teach my clients is, oh, okay, I want to work out and I'm going to work out this time of day. Well, I know after their workout's a great time for them to put the majority of their carbs in. So I'm going to do that then because they're going to recover, they're going to have enough for the next day. And if I haven't put the carbs in the morning, they're going to be running off fat all the morning as well. So it's always just thinking about it. I look at it in blocks. Someone works out here, they have their carbs there. This time before they're burning fat, in their workout they're probably burning fat too. And that's the way I look at it.
So someone that doesn't work out.
Someone doesn't work out, their carbs will be lower.
Okay.
And they'll probably come at the end of the day.
Because not everyone has time, and not everyone can work out.
No,
Not
not
everyone
everyone,
is
no.
healthy, fit and healthy enough that they can work out. And obviously, actually working out is a state of mind as well. It gives you a healthier mind. It's a great time to express stuff. So for those people that can't get out and do a proper workout, what would you advise? Change their diet or is
I
it
would
healthy?
say, just as one thing I do, is walk your kids to school.
What
Sure.
if they actually can't do that as well? Do you know what I mean? What if people, it's exhausting for them to even walk their kids to school for
Well, because they're
medical
not-
reasons?
medical
I don't
reasons.
know. But for those people that might watch the videos and actually can't do anything, is it all about diet or is it all about state of mind?
I would say
Bit of everything.
specifically if we were talking medically, there's going to be a massive state of mind issue there as well. It's a case of, first of all, finding out exactly what the condition is, whether there is a reason or room for them to actually train. And if it was a very specialist condition and they needed help to train, I would say employ someone to help them because that will help motivate them at the same time. But if it is just literally they're at home, they don't get the time to get out of the house or do anything like that, the first and most important thing to attack is the diet. Have a look at the breakfast, have a look at your dinner, have a look at your tea. I would say write a food diary for a week, be completely honest about what you're eating and drinking without consciously changing anything because you're writing it down. And then look at the end of the week and see if there's
That's a
Oh,
really,
a
good
really
one,
obvious
because we all
routine that
want
you're
to to ourselves, don't
You'll be
we?
surprised.
We'll turn around and if there's a chocolate bar, this is really bad, but if I buy a chocolate bar, I buy a big one and I put it in the cupboard because I can't eat it, well I can, but I won't eat it all at once, so I then have to face it all the time. But most of us will go and buy a tiny little chocolate bar, eat it and chuck the wrapper away. And as soon as it's gone, it's forgotten about. So if you buy something that I buy it a little bit bigger, then I know that I have to face it every day.
Yeah, but some people would buy it big and eat the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly
but
that. It's a
you've
case
got-
of
you've got-
self-control.
yeah,
But
control.
I would say, yeah, do a food diary would be perfect because then you can have a look at exactly what's going in. And a lot of
And
the
be
time,
honest.
yeah, and a lot of the time you think you're eating a hell of a lot of food, but you just tend to be a cereal snacker. It's just because you're eating all the time, but you're not actually eating a great deal when you actually count it up.
And it's not even about being thin or being a certain way. It's about
No.
being healthy.
Yeah, for sure.
It's about feeling good. A lot of people don't know what it feels like to feel good. We're so used to bashing ourselves via social media all the time and looking at everything and going, oh, I'm not good enough, I can't look like that, I'll never do this, I'll never do that. Looking at ideal diets and going, I'm never going to be able to do that, I'm never going to be able to achieve that. It's just a case of actually feeling a little better about yourself and looking in the mirror one day and going, actually, I feel pretty bloody good today.
But I also think women, we have periods, so that's the one.
Oh, this chucked a P word in.
Do you know what I mean? I feel fine for. I'm going to say I feel fine for 3 weeks and then for a week, but actually I feel crap for 3 weeks and I feel fine for a week afterwards.
Okay.
So
Ian, Nick's husband, is behind the camera, just like
Absolutely.
yeah.
But do you know what I mean?
One day usually.
I feel like I get so much water coming. I feel like I'm bloated. There's nothing you can do about that.
It does change when you come on your period.
Tell me that it's real and that does happen.
It
You're
does.
not just making
Like
it up.
when clients come in, if you've got someone who's weighing in, and they'll be honest and they'll say that it just comes to that time of month, and you know that it's going to change on the scales a little bit.
Yeah, because when we were training, which I haven't really had time to do for the last 6 months, if I'm completely honest with myself, I could put on £5. And that's a huge amount. I know I'm a big girl, but
you can put on weight just from like you eat. For example, if you eat a lot of carbs, for every gram of carbs you store, or every part of carbs you store 1 part water. So it's not just the carbs. So say if I stopped eating carbs just theoretically for 3 weeks and there was nothing in me, okay, I'd weigh a lot less. If I carved up, even though I haven't put on any fat, I'd weigh a huge amount more just because of all the glycogen I've got stored.
That was very interesting, boys, and we will have you back. We're going to ask people to write questions for you.
yeah, maybe we can do some exercise ones next time, do you think?
Yeah, for sure.
But if you've got any questions about body image or diet or anything like that, you can put them in the description box, or you can find these guys on Twitter or on their own channel and bombard them with stuff over there.
Yeah,
It is very interesting. Thank you so much for watching. Please give us ideas of other videos you would like to see, and we will see you next time. Take care. Bye.
Bye.